Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is hot. It's not actually hot. Well, it is hot, but it's extremely muggy outside. It is 66 degrees and the humidity feels like it's at about 1,000%. Which is like, ugh. So I am gonna get her a new movie. So today I have just like a million returns to do. So I have to go to Toys R Us, Target, what else do I have to do? Hallmark, Disney Store, Bath and Body Works, and JCPenney, and Kohl's. What, baby? I'm putting a new movie on for you. And then we have to get us something for breakfast because...
What movie did you put in?
Polar Express. Because we were out of milk this morning. We were out of plain milk. So yeah, so that's my day today. And I do this every year. Like I end up going and buying a bunch of stuff, you know, probably that I'm just like settling on. And then we end up needing, you know, I end up finding better deals, or I find what they really want and I exchange it, you know, and get something different. So, oh, and I have to go to Lowe's because they did like a really good deal yesterday where you bought like a really small Sterilite type container and then you got a huge one for free. Hello. So I want to do that too. So yeah, that is my plan for today, at least. I'm hoping I can get most of the returns done, but I have a feeling I'm going to tire out fairly quickly and want to head home. If I'm just being honest, because it's super early. It's 7:36 and we don't ever leave this early to go and run errands, and I know I'm gonna hit traffic, but I'm like, if I can just get out there early, I can try to get as much done as possible, but then you also run the risk of like, are any stores actually, you know, open this early? Well, run return done, and then now we're sitting here. I'm trying to get her out of the store because I have to meet a lady at home at 11.
I want to buy this.
Oh, I know. You have a frozen one though. We just have to charge it.
No, but it's never ever.
All right, I'll bring it around today, or I'll have Trevor bring it around today and I'll charge it because I want to clean out the garage today too.
This is the map.
Yeah, yours is like the one in the back though.
Oh.
Yep, that one's just like yours. If I can get the garage cleaned out today, I can bring it in and charge it. I just have to clean up Daddy's mess.
But I just want this mini cup.
All right, can we go to the next store now? All right, so I think I'm done with what I can get done for now because most places don't open until 10, and if I have to be meeting a lady at 11 and I have to go back to my house to get the Scentsy stuff, I won't have enough time. So I did Target, I did Toys R Us. I'm gonna stop at Lowe's on the way home, and I'm also gonna stop by the outside mall and see if that Hallmark is open, because the Hallmarks around here open at 9:30. I noticed I have like Kohl's and Michael's in the back of my car, so I'm just trying in my head to like plan things together, because I mean everything here is kind of far apart, so I'm just trying to like maximize my time in one place. So I know I have to go to Kohl's by December 1st, which I think is tomorrow, to pick up a Black Friday order that my mom placed, and then I have to return 2 things there, and there's a Michael's in that area as well, so I'm gonna save those for then. We're supposed to go see Santa this weekend, so if we do that, I'm gonna return the JCPenney boots and the Disney store thing then, and then do my Bath and Body Works exchange. So I think I have it so that I can get everything done, and I'll do the Hallmark and the other thing today, and then I should be done with all of my returns. Once I start wrapping, I'll see what we have, and you know, I may need to do some more, but you know, it is what it is. I probably shouldn't have like told that lady I would meet her today. I probably shouldn't have gone out today. I probably should have gone tomorrow, but I was like, you know what, we're up and Ellie's in a really good mood, so I'm just gonna roll with it. But at Target, I also got, so Casey's party at school, they actually get to do Christmas parties here, so they are going, Aubrey's school is doing like Polar Express morning, and I actually get to go to her class, and I'm donating milk, and I'm letting them borrow our DVD, so I can't do that until like right before we go. There's Daddy's work, Ellie. So, you know, that has to wait because I think it's like the 20th of December or something. So obviously I can't buy chocolate milk now and have it till then. Casey's party, his teacher is doing, I don't know what she's doing for the party, but she's buying stockings for all the kids, and then she's asking all the kids to bring in 19 items. And then every kid will get to fill a stocking and get a stocking full of goodies to come home. So I went to Target and they had like a 6-pack of erasers for $1, and there's Rudolph and Peanuts. So I grabbed enough of those packs that I can give them some, and then we should have 4 extras that I can give to our kids. So I got that done, and then the little boy that we picked, he said he wanted a jacket 4T red. All they had was a red and orange one, but I think it'll do. So I grabbed that for him while we were there because it was like $26.99, and then they have 30% off outerwear right now. Would have probably been better to do it the other day when it was 30% off outerwear and 15%, but I paid like $19 for it. So the only 2 items left on his list are books and learning games. So I'm gonna see what books we have, because there's some new books I bought that the kids haven't opened yet. So I'm thinking of giving him like a Christmas book and then give him like a regular book, and I can probably order that through Scholastic through Casey's book fair, and then that'll be all set. And then learning games, so I'm gonna let the kids go and pick him out a learning game, and then we'll probably pick him out like a fun toy too. And they said you only have to get 2 of the things on the list, but we have the financial means right now to do so, so I would like to help, you know, where I can. We've done the Operation Christmas box in the past, and this year I just didn't have enough time to get myself together to get that done, but I think that next year I'll have enough like stockpile that we can do it again and have it be minimal expense to us. So this year we decided to adopt a little boy, and then I also adopted a family through a local like online women's group that I'm in, someone that I don't say that I know, but someone that, you know, I see on this message board. So I had a bunch of Target clearance toys left over, and a lot of it happened to work with her kids, and then I just have to buy some silly things like socks and stuff like that. So I think that if you can give. I try to set aside about $100 of our Christmas budget for giving, whether it be adopting families, whatever. I know that it will come back to me. I grew up very poor. I grew up not having Christmases sometimes.
I got what I wanted.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
I've been there. I've done that, and I've watched, you know, my mom choose to give her family presents because she was too embarrassed or whatever to, you know, show up empty-handed, and then we didn't get presents. But she did that because I think she knew that my brother and I could handle it, and then she would always get us presents like maybe like the week or 2 after Christmas. So I've been there, I've done that. That's why I feel so important about giving back, because I think that all kids should have something under the tree. So all right, we're home much later. There's actually like some tornado warnings and tornado touchdowns and stuff like that, like all around like North Georgia, and that's where we live, is North Georgia. So I was just like watching the news and really paying attention to all that, and just, you know, I was just kind of, my nerves were on edge. I knew the kids, like I got messages from their school that they were in the hallways in like, you know, tornado position or whatever. So yeah, dealt with that. And then my video went live from the day that my mom left, and I'm gonna be honest, I was really hesitant to post that video because it is so raw and such real-time emotions. And obviously I'm not crying right now and I'm not upset right now, but what I said in that video is something that I've been dealing with, and I've been trying not to talk a lot about it because You know, everyone's like, oh, you seem so happy, and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, I guess I didn't want people to hear that I do feel like I made a mistake moving here. So why did we move here? We did not move here for Disney World. That's like a misconception. That's not why I moved here. Obviously, it was an added bonus. I would never move to a place that my kids are going to be over in like a year or two. Like, my kids are getting older. Half of my kids aren't going to want to go to Disney World anymore. That is not why I moved to Disney, or to Georgia. We moved to Georgia. Number one, my son was being bullied to the point that it was getting very, very scary. And, I was not happy with how schools were handling things, how other parents are handling things. It was getting really, really bad for him. And I could have homeschooled him, and that was our option. However, my husband felt if we're paying the, you know, $5,000 to $6,000 a year that we're paying for taxes, when most of that money goes to the schools, we want to be getting the education. And the school clearly is just not taking things into, you know, not taking care of it. So that was number one. Number two was, in the next few years, we're going to start sending kids off to college. And we had no idea how we were going to be able to afford it. Here they have something called the Hope Scholarship, where if you are a Georgia resident, if you have certain grades, you can go to state schools for free. That's huge. That's a major savings. So there's that. Third, our house in New Hampshire sold for $75,000 more, even maybe more than that, maybe closer to $80,000 or $90,000 more than what this house that I'm sitting in right now sells for. In New Hampshire, we simply were kind of like maxed out to where we could live. We could live in that house, but that house is getting very small very fast as my kids are getting older. That house was very expensive to live in. In the winters, because we had electric heat, our electric bill would be up to $500 to $600 sometimes, depending on how bad of a winter it was. And that's with me leaving the heat on like 67, 68 degrees. Like, we were cold. And, you know, yeah, a way to keep your heat down is by using the wood stove, which meant my husband worked all summer long, chopping, cutting, you know, all that stuff, dealing to prep for the winter. And in the winter, my husband has to work on cars all day, and then he has to battle through the snow to come home, and then he has to plow, and then he has to go out to the woodshed. So winters are really starting to put a drain on my husband. You know, I do the majority of the housework. I always have. But unfortunately, I can't use a plow truck. I don't know how to use a plow truck, and I wouldn't feel safe using a plow truck with all my kids inside, God forbid, in case one of them came outside or something like that. So and our driveway in our home was like a super steep hill, so it's not one that you could really use a snowblower on. And if you did, once the snow was over and everything kind of like froze up, you would be screwed. You wouldn't be able to get out of your driveway. So winters were really playing huge on my husband. My husband really has very little contact with his family. His family are not the nicest of people, and he decided a few years ago that he was going to kind of cut ties with them because he really just didn't want to deal with the negativity and the drama and the just everything that went on with them. So for my husband, he didn't really have much here besides a really great job, or in New Hampshire, excuse me, besides a really great job. So he was okay with trying it, knowing that we would make a decent amount on the house and that we had the money to try it. Moving down here, right before we moved down, the person that hired him got fired. The guy had been with the company for like 10 years or 8 years or something like that, and he got fired because his numbers, like, he was bringing in plenty of hours for the techs, but he wasn't, like, his numbers, like, for like positivity ratings and stuff like that was really low, and you can't have that when you're, you know, a car dealer. They want your numbers to be up real high. So when my husband got in there, he was making very little hours, like scarily little hours. And because they had hired a new guy, and slowly he's gotten the numbers up to a better point. But they definitely still aren't what they were in New Hampshire. You know, here in Georgia, you don't have state inspections. You don't have those type of requirements that you need, you know, to really help basically keep your car safe on the road. So people here can just really choose to not have their car being safe. So that has kind of brought down his ability to, you know, upsell or fix things, you know, down, so we don't have that ability that we used to have before where he can make these tons and tons and tons of hours. He kind of has like this average of hours that he's getting, and that's probably going to be it. So his income was supposed to be the same, if not higher, but it looks like it's going to be the same or maybe a little bit lower. My husband does see the new guy that has taken over definitely bringing the shop up, and he thinks that it will get to the point that we were in New Hampshire, but it may take a year or so because the guy is new and he's trying to basically fix all of these problems. My husband is super happy at his job. He really likes the dealership that he's working for. He really likes the guys he's working for. He's really happy there. Kids wise, the kids in school are doing fantastic. They're all doing really great. Trevor was doing really great, and he's starting to kind of backslide, but I'm like, no, I saw those A's and B's. You're going to get back up there. You're going to get yourself organized. You're going to get yourself together. Trevor, we feel, would do really well in like a virtual academy or something like that, where he went to school a few days and then he was home a few days, so that he got that socialness, but he also had me being a lot more strict with him at home and keeping him on track. Aubrey and Casey are doing so well. They've already like maxed out what they're supposed to learn for the year. Aubrey is being put in gifted and talented classes. She's a mentor at school. She's in student council. Like, they're basically just trying to do everything they can to keep her mind busy and her mind going and pushing her as much as they can, but they're still not really pushing her. She isn't challenged at all. Her homework that she brings home that's supposed to be done Monday through Wednesday, she's done with on Monday within about 45 minutes. And the only complaint that her teacher has is that it's messy. So even if I made her redo it, she would be done with a week's worth of homework in one night. And it's not even a night, it's like an hour or two. Casey is doing fantastic. Casey has again maxed everything that he's supposed to do. Her only complaint with him is his penmanship. But, you know, there's only so much pushing you can do for a first grader. And I'm kind of okay with Casey not being pushed this year, but next year I fear what's going to happen. Like, because he has to be pushed next year. So, you know, I've felt kind of let down with my husband's job, income-wise. I've kind of felt let down with the school system a lot. Not to mention, it's very different here, and this may offend some people, but here the crime levels, the poverty levels, all that type of stuff is definitely a lot higher, and it's been eye-opening. When you get anything from the school that's requesting money, it's always, you know, oh, you can buy this shirt for this certain thing, your chorus. But if you don't have the money, don't worry about it, we'll cover it. Constantly asking for donations for the county to give kids this or give kids that or give families this or give families that. And that's been kind of like eye-opening to know basically what a bubble we lived in. And, you know, it is kind of hard, like, I guess, realizing how good we had it in New Hampshire, but also not how good we had it. Like, we can make ends meet, but that was kind of it for us. And like, we couldn't have a house that really could fit us all, and, you know, things like that. So when we first moved down here, my kids had to go on state insurance because my husband wasn't eligible for insurance. I had the hardest time finding insurance, or a place to take the kids to the doctor. No one would take this insurance. And when the time comes for my husband to get his insurance, we don't know how affordable it would be. And we may have to get on, like, you know, like an Obamacare type thing like Humana, because in the automotive industry, insurance isn't affordable. It's like $1,000, $1,200 a month for a family. And when you're not making a ton of money, that's a lot of money. And so oftentimes you see people, like every guy in Jeff's shop right now is on Humana. None of them are through the work because it's just so expensive. And even calling around to find out, like, if people take Humana, they don't even take that. So, you know, there's just a lot of differences about Georgia that are very, very hard. The drivers here are crazy. I am shocked that I haven't gotten to an accident yet. People just, first of all, don't have brake lights or blinkers because they don't have state inspections, and then they just drive very crazy. So there's a lot of little things that add up that just kind of make you feel kind of like, ugh. And then, you know, missing your family so much and just being very lonely and not having your mom, who's your best friend essentially in your life, it's hard. And that was a raw video, and that's truly how I feel. And yes, I hope and pray that my mom can move down here. She has until January of 2018 where she will be able to financially be able to move here if she wants to. So we still have a whole nother year before my mom is here. That's, you know, a whole nother year of birthdays and all these things that she's missing and all this time with them. And, you know, my mom is older and she's not in the best of health. And I guess it just weighs on me a lot that it's like, what if something happens? And yes, obviously your emotions are more like dramatic or whatever when you're saying goodbye to someone in the airport, but that's the truth of it. And I guess I just felt like I needed to kind of maybe not explain myself, but maybe explain myself and my situation and how things are. And my husband calls me sometimes and he's very frustrated, and I get really frustrated, and it is on the back of our mind to move back home. I can't say that it'll happen because I don't know if it will, because we have to make sure that we didn't, that would be wasting a lot of money that we used to out of our house fund to come down here for no reason. So we have to make sure that we're making the best decision for our family and everything like that. And I try to remember why we came. And honestly, the reason why I'm still here is because of my kids. My kids are doing so well here. If not, I would have been back like yesterday. So I just wanted to kind of like in today's vlog, just kind of touching on that a little bit. And, thank you for all the kind words. I know it was hard to watch. I still cry if I even like look to kind of like write back to your comments on it, because it just is so hard to watch, but it's just so real. And thankfully, since then, my mom and I have planned another visit. So my mom will be with me again in about 178 days. So I can't wait. I should be able to get to spend my birthday with my mom this year, I hope. And we're going away for my birthday, so it'll be even more exciting. And yeah, so that's it for today's vlog. Sorry it's going to be a long one because I talk so much in this, but I just needed to, I guess, get that out there.